Communication Concepts Within the Cinematic Universe by me, Brianna Woods, and I will be exploring the movie Twilight. A synopsis. Twilight is a coming-of-age teen drama about a teenage girl, Bella, falling in love with a vampire boy, Edward. The movie follows Bella's move from Arizona to Washington to live with her dad, Charlie, who is right here. This move is hard on Bella as she misses her life in Arizona. She finds a small group of friends and eventually gets insight on the mysterious Cullen family, of which Edward is part of. After Edward smells Bella's scent, he is instantly drawn to her. The movie follows the unlikely love romance and the ins and outs of a human girl being amongst a bunch of vampires who don't drink human blood. The main characters are Bella Swan, Edward Cullen, Charlie Swan, Alice Cullen, Jacob Black, Carlisle Cullen. That's the ones we will be discussing. The first communication concept is mind reading. Mind reading is the ability to understand someone's thoughts or feelings without using words. This can help further understand the person and communicate with them more efficiently. In the scene pictured to the left, Edward and Bella are having dinner. At this dinner, he describes how he can read everyone's mind except for hers. Now, Edward is a vampire, so there is a supernatural undertone, but referring back to this communication concept, the fact Edward can't read Bella's thoughts may pose a problem in understanding her in their relationship. Mind reading is a key part to communication. It doesn't mean literally reading someone's mind, but rather understanding them to a point where you know their next move and thought. The second communication concept is self-disclosure. Self-disclosure is the act of sharing personal information with another individual to build trust with one another. In Twilight, Bella and Edward form a relationship built on trust and intimacy because he disclosed the fact he was a vampire to Bella. Moving forward in the movie, characters like Alice, Carlisle, and Jacob also disclose personal information with Bella. This information includes Carlisle and Alice also being vampires, and Jacob being a werewolf. These acts help create a strong relationship between these characters, and it is a key part of communication. Then we have active listening. Active listening is the act of closely paying attention to someone when they speak. This shows interest in the conversation while also showing respect. Not only this, but active listening also involves asking questions and engaging in the conversation. And here we have Bella and Charlie, her dad. That's who we will be discussing with this communication concept. In the Twilight movie, we can observe active listening between Charlie Swan and his daughter Bella Swan. Charlie shows active listening by engaging with Bella and listening to her when she speaks. He takes the time to understand and ask questions, which in return can make her feel heard. In the same way, Bella also does the same for Charlie. She listens patiently and tunes into the conversation when Charlie is speaking. These actions strengthen their bond. Nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication includes using body language, facial expressions, and tone. These things help with understanding the intentions behind someone's words or actions. In Twilight, Carlisle and Edward can be seen using nonverbal communication a lot. Carlisle is like a dad to Edward, and they both can be seen exchanging glances with one another and simple yet subtle gestures. Also, Edward respects and admires Carlisle, and this is not only conveyed through words, but through his actions as well. Edward takes on Carlisle's calm and confident demeanor. All of these things are ways to use nonverbal communication, and they add depth to their relationship. It shows there is a strong bond where each party respects each other. In this photo, you can see Edward is looking to Carlisle, which shows a signal of respect and admiration along with trust. Empathy. Empathy is the act of understanding, yet also feeling the emotions of another person. This helps build intimacy and a relationship built on trust. Bella expresses empathy throughout this movie. She does so by understanding and sharing the feelings of others. She mainly does this with Edward, who is her lover. Bella isn't the only character to do this, though. Alice Cullen, Edward's sister, also expresses empathy throughout the movie. Alice has intuitive thinking and understanding. She has psychic powers that help her know how someone is going to feel before they even feel it. This ability aids her in helping others and understanding them along the way. Now, actual people can't do this. They aren't psychics and can't interpret, but it just goes to show that empathy is a strong part of communication amongst other individuals. And I feel her intuitive thinking is a good example of how people can actually showcase empathy towards others. Another character to note would be Jacob Black. He shows empathy by expressing concern for Bella and her well-being. He understands how she feels and offers support when needed. Summary. All of these actions show ways of expressing empathy in a relationship. Empathy is an important part of developing a well-constructed and meaningful relationship with someone else. Conclusion. In closing, the communication concepts, mind reading, self-disclosure, active listening, nonverbal communication, and empathy are all prevalent amongst the characters in Twilight. All of these concepts work together to help shape the narrative by adding depth to the story. Showcasing characters with emotion and depth, similar to an actual human, helps create a story where we can immerse ourselves into. The communication concepts help provide a roadmap for relationships between the characters that help us understand the story being told. References. Twilight the movie, directed by Catherine Hardwicke, written by Melissa Rosenberg, produced by Wyck Godfrey, Greg Mordian, and Mark Morgan. And the photos were from being on PowerPoint. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you.